Hello, I'm Dr. Liana, and I need to share something that directly contradicts what you've been told about a drink that's marketed as incredibly beneficial for your health. For the past 26 years, practicing cognitive medicine and metabolic health, I've observed a troubling pattern in people over 50 who are experiencing accelerating forgetfulness and cognitive decline. There's a specific beverage that a significant percentage of them consume regularly, sometimes multiple times daily. They've been convinced through marketing and health messaging that this drink is good for them. They consume it thinking they're making a healthy choice. Yet, this drink is directly accelerating their forgetfulness, impairing their memory formation, and destroying their cognitive function. Most people are completely unaware that the very drink they believe is supporting their health is actually damaging their brain. The drink I'm talking about is green juice, or more broadly, any high-volume vegetable juice that's consumed regularly. I know this sounds counterintuitive because green juice is marketed as one of the healthiest beverages available. It's promoted by wellness influencers. It's served in health-conscious cafes. It's associated with clean eating and detoxification. People consume it believing they're providing their body with concentrated nutrients. But the cognitive reality is dramatically different. Green juice is directly contributing to the forgetfulness and cognitive decline that people over 50 are experiencing. Let me explain the mechanism, because understanding exactly how green juice damages cognitive function will help you understand why this is so serious. The first problem with green juice is the concentrated oxalate content. Vegetables, particularly leafy greens like spinach, kale, and chard, contain oxalates. Oxalates are compounds that your body produces naturally, and they're found in plants. In whole food form, the oxalate content is manageable. But when you juice vegetables, you concentrate the oxalates dramatically. A single glass of green juice might contain the oxalate equivalent of eating several pounds of raw greens. This massive concentration of oxalates creates problems. Oxalates bind to minerals, particularly calcium, magnesium, and zinc. When you consume high concentrations of oxalates, they bind to these minerals in your digestive tract, making them unavailable for absorption. Your body can't absorb them. These minerals are critical for brain health. Magnesium is essential for mitochondrial function in your brain cells. It's essential for synaptic plasticity. It supports memory formation. Calcium is essential for neuronal signaling. Zinc is critical for synaptic transmission and for protecting your brain from oxidative damage. When oxalates prevent the absorption of these minerals, your brain becomes starved for nutrients it absolutely needs. Over time, chronic oxalate consumption from regular green juice consumption causes mineral deficiency. This mineral deficiency directly impairs cognitive function. Your neurons can't fire properly. Your synapses can't function optimally. Your memory formation is impaired. You experience forgetfulness. You experience brain fog. You experience cognitive decline. What people don't realize is that their regular green juice consumption is causing the very cognitive problems they're trying to prevent. Additionally, green juice creates a specific problem for the kidneys. High oxalate consumption puts stress on your kidneys. Over time, this can impair kidney function. Your kidneys are responsible for clearing metabolic waste from your blood, including waste products that affect your brain. When your kidney function is impaired, metabolic waste accumulates in your blood and can affect your brain function. This further contributes to cognitive decline and forgetfulness. The second problem with green juice is the rapid glucose absorption. Many commercial green juices contain fruit to improve taste. Even if they don't, the vegetable juices themselves create a concentrated carbohydrate load that's absorbed very quickly. When you juice vegetables, you remove the fiber. Fiber slows glucose absorption. Without fiber, the glucose from the juice enters your bloodstream very rapidly. This creates a glucose spike. Your pancreas releases insulin to manage the spike. Your glucose crashes. This glucose oscillation impairs cognitive function. Your brain needs stable glucose supply for optimal function. When you consume green juice and create a glucose spike followed by a crash, you're creating an environment where your brain can't function optimally. You experience brain fog. You experience forgetfulness. You experience difficulty concentrating. People who consume green juice regularly experience this cognitive impairment repeatedly throughout the day. The third problem is the concentration of phytates. Like oxalates, phytates are compounds found in plants. In whole food form, they're manageable. But concentrated in juice, they bind to minerals and prevent absorption. This compounds the mineral deficiency problem created by oxalates. I had a patient named Robert who was 63 years old. He came to me experiencing significant forgetfulness and cognitive decline. He was forgetting conversations he'd had. He was forgetting where he put things. He was forgetting appointments. He was worried about developing dementia. He'd been to multiple doctors. They'd run tests. Everything came back relatively normal. They suggested cognitive testing for possible early cognitive decline. But Robert wanted to try nutritional approaches before accepting that diagnosis. When I assessed his daily habits, something struck me immediately. Robert was consuming green juice as part of his morning routine. He was drinking approximately 16 ounces of green juice daily. He did this because he believed it was incredibly healthy. He believed the concentrated nutrients would support his cognitive function. He had no idea it was damaging his brain. I explained the mechanisms by which green juice impairs cognitive function through mineral malabsorption and glucose dysregulation. I explained that his regular green juice consumption was likely directly contributing to his forgetfulness. I asked him to eliminate green juice and replace it with whole vegetables. I also recommended he consume specific minerals to support his recovery. Within 2 weeks of eliminating green juice, Robert's mental clarity had improved noticeably. Within 4 weeks, his forgetfulness had improved substantially. He was remembering things better. His cognitive function was improving. Within 8 weeks, his cognitive function had improved dramatically. His forgetfulness had largely resolved. When he had cognitive testing done, his results were normal. His cognitive decline had been reversed by eliminating the green juice that was damaging his brain. I worked with a patient named Margaret who was 67 years old. She was experiencing significant brain fog and forgetfulness. She had been a sharp person intellectually, and she was frustrated by her declining cognitive function. She was consuming green juice twice daily because she believed it was supporting her health. She was spending considerable money on high-quality organic green juice from a local juice bar. When I explained that the green juice was likely contributing to her cognitive problems, she was shocked. She immediately eliminated green juice from her diet. She replaced it with whole green vegetables. She consumed spinach, kale, and broccoli as whole foods rather than in juice form. Within 2 weeks, her mental clarity had improved. Within 4 weeks, her forgetfulness had improved noticeably. She was remembering things better. Her brain fog had decreased. Within 8 weeks, her cognitive function had improved substantially. She was thinking more clearly than she had in years. The improvement was dramatic, and it stemmed entirely from eliminating the green juice she'd thought was supporting her health. Now, let me address the confusion about vegetable consumption. I'm not saying vegetables are bad for you. Vegetables are extraordinarily important for health. Whole vegetables contain fiber, minerals, polyphenols, and other compounds that support cognitive function. The problem is specifically with juice. When you juice vegetables, you remove the fiber and concentrate the problematic compounds like oxalates. You create a scenario where your body can't absorb the minerals. You create glucose dysregulation. The solution is straightforward. If you want to consume vegetables for cognitive support, consume them as whole foods. Eat a salad with spinach, kale, broccoli, and other greens. Eat steamed vegetables. Eat raw vegetables. The fiber remains intact. The oxalates are diluted by the whole food matrix. Your body can absorb minerals properly. Your glucose doesn't spike dramatically. Your cognitive function is supported. If you want a beverage that supports cognitive function, consume unsweetened herbal teas, bone broth, or water. These beverages support health without the problematic elements of green juice. If you're attached to the idea of a beverage that contains vegetable compounds, you could consume a smoothie made with whole vegetables, protein powder, healthy fat, and adequate liquid. The whole food smoothie maintains fiber and doesn't concentrate problematic compounds the way juice does. I had another patient named James who was 68 years old. He was experiencing significant cognitive decline and forgetfulness. He was consuming green juice 3 times daily. He was spending substantial money on high-end cold-pressed green juice. He believed the juice was the foundation of his health optimization. When I explained that the juice was likely contributing to his cognitive problems, he was initially skeptical. But he was motivated by his concern about cognitive decline. He eliminated the green juice and replaced it with whole vegetables. Within 3 weeks, his mental clarity had improved. Within 6 weeks, his forgetfulness had improved substantially. Within 2 months, his cognitive function had improved dramatically. He was thinking more clearly. His memory had improved. His forgetfulness had largely resolved. He understood that his juice consumption, despite being marketed as health optimization, was actually damaging his cognitive health. What I want to emphasize is that this isn't about vegetables being unhealthy. It's about the form in which you consume vegetables mattering significantly. Whole vegetables support cognitive function. Concentrated vegetable juice impairs cognitive function. The difference is the fiber and the concentration of problematic compounds. Beyond green juice, there are other beverage mistakes that impair cognitive function after 50. High-sugar fruit juices impair cognitive function through glucose dysregulation. Even fresh squeezed fruit juice, while containing some nutrients, creates glucose spikes that impair memory and cognitive function. Smoothies made with high fruit content and minimal protein and fat create similar glucose dysregulation. Beverages sweetened with artificial sweeteners impair cognitive function through neuroinflammation and disruption of glucose metabolism. The optimal beverages for cognitive health after 50 are water, unsweetened tea, particularly green tea and herbal teas, bone broth, and in moderation, black coffee. These beverages support cognitive function without the problematic elements of juices and other sweetened beverages. I want to tell you about the ideal beverage protocol for cognitive health after 50. Water should be your primary beverage. Aim for 8 to 10 glasses daily. This supports hydration, which is essential for cognitive function. Green tea should be consumed 1 to 3 times daily. Green tea contains polyphenols that support cognitive function and protect against cognitive decline. Herbal teas that support cognitive function include ginkgo biloba tea, gotu kola tea, and bacopa tea. These herbs have traditional use for memory and mental clarity support. Bone broth consumed warm provides collagen, gelatin, and minerals that support brain health. Approximately 1 cup daily can provide cognitive benefits. Black coffee consumed in moderation, approximately 1 to 2 cups daily consumed earlier in the day, supports cognitive function without impairing sleep. What you should absolutely eliminate is regular green juice consumption. If you're currently consuming green juice, this is the moment to make a change. Stop consuming it. Replace it with whole vegetables. You'll notice improvement in your cognitive function within weeks. I want to tell you about one more patient, because her story exemplifies what's possible when you eliminate the beverages that impair cognitive function. Her name was Susan, and she was 65 years old. She was experiencing significant forgetfulness and cognitive decline. She was forgetting where she put things constantly. She was forgetting conversations she'd had. She was forgetting appointments. She was worried about her cognitive future. She was consuming green juice twice daily as part of what she considered an extremely healthy lifestyle. She also exercised regularly, slept well, and managed stress. But despite these healthy behaviors, her cognitive function was declining. When I assessed her beverage consumption, I identified green juice as the likely culprit. She was concentrating oxalates and minerals malabsorption through the green juice while simultaneously creating glucose dysregulation. I asked her to eliminate green juice and replace it with whole vegetables. She made the change. Within 2 weeks, her mental clarity had improved. Within 4 weeks, her forgetfulness had improved noticeably. She was remembering things better. Her ability to concentrate had improved. Within 2 months, her cognitive function had improved substantially. She was thinking more clearly. Her memory had improved dramatically. Her forgetfulness had largely resolved. She understood that despite her green juice consumption being marketed as health optimization, it was actually damaging her cognitive health. Here's what I want you to do starting today. If you're consuming green juice regularly, assess how frequently you're consuming it. If you're consuming it daily, you're likely impairing your cognitive function. Make a decision today to eliminate green juice from your diet. Replace it with whole vegetables. Consume your vegetables as salads, steamed vegetables, roasted vegetables, or in soups where the vegetable matrix remains intact. If you're attached to the idea of a liquid vegetable-based beverage, transition to bone broth or herbal teas. These beverages provide cognitive support without the problematic elements of juices. Track how you feel during this transition. Notice when your mental clarity improves. Notice when your forgetfulness decreases. Notice when your ability to concentrate improves. Notice when your energy becomes more stable. By week 2, you should notice improvement in your cognitive function. By week 4, the improvement should be substantial. Additionally, share this information with someone you care about who's consuming green juice and experiencing forgetfulness or cognitive decline. They might be starving their brain of minerals through green juice consumption without realizing it. They might be creating glucose dysregulation that's impairing their cognitive function. They might be accepting cognitive decline as inevitable when it could be reversed by eliminating green juice. By sharing this, you might help them recover their cognitive function and mental clarity. If this information was valuable, subscribe to this channel for science-based health strategies specifically designed for protecting cognitive function. Hit the like button so this video reaches more people who need to understand that certain marketed health beverages actually impair cognitive function. Check out my other videos on cognitive health, brain aging, and nutritional neuroscience. Your cognitive function after 50 is not determined by how green your juice is. It's determined by whether you're providing your brain with stable nutrient absorption and stable glucose supply. Green juice impairs both of these. When you eliminate green juice and consume whole vegetables instead, your brain responds by functioning better. You improve your memory. You improve your mental clarity. You reduce forgetfulness. You slow cognitive aging. Start today. Eliminate green juice. Replace it with whole vegetables. Experience what your cognitive function is capable of when you stop consuming beverages that damage your brain. Thank you for watching.